Malcolm and Tiago, as they have just left Faye's house after finishing their research, with their packs laden with, well, let's just be frank here, copious amounts of non-prescription drugs.
Yeah. That's how you do in Brazil.
And probably some of them actually require prescriptions in America, but, you know, we're not going to split hairs like that.
Details.
So with that, where are the two of you heading, along with Rose and Ishmael?
Back to the graveyard, I guess.
Yeah, that's our way back down. So I want to get working on this stuff as soon as I can. I don't want to waste any time on it, so I need to figure out how to extrude plasm. When we get down there.
It's not too far, Faye's house from the graveyard, so it doesn't take you all that long. We are going to skip the traveling bit just because, well, traveling with just two people tends to be a little boring, especially in the upper reaches.
Yeah.
Now, are you heading back to the first town that you guys originally picked up the boat to, or are you just looking for any river city at this point to take you down?
Well, I mean, we have our own ferry. So might as well use it if we got it.
All right, so you're trying to get back to exactly where you left off.
Is that an issue?
That, to get exactly back, yeah, you're gonna need to get, I will actually need a roll for that. So whoever wants to do the navigation.
What's the check? I'm guessing, well, if I ferry, then Malcolm,
well, we need to get to the ferry.
Yeah,
this is the roll to find the same city.
Oh, right. Sorry, we're going.
Yeah, you didn't deposit it in a city, is the thing. You brought it up to the, basically, as close to the surface as you could before the lake, or the river turned into essentially a very tiny, tiny creek that a boat just can't float down. So it's not like a marked location. It's not like Preston could come up and say, I've marked a location on your map.
Thank goodness for that.
So,
it's the standard travel or finding your way in the upper reaches. So there's several different rolls you can do. You can do kind of like a hedge spinning roll, which is whatever you decide. You can do wits plus survival. You can do wits plus other things.
I'll take wits streetwise if that's all good.
Yep, that'll work. Streetwise work.
I will assist you this time. Oh, you've already rolled. You're good.
I got the one.
Because I didn't do so well last time.
You're able to locate it. It maybe was a little touch and go there. You may have passed the same rock a couple of times. Maybe. Might have been the same rock, or at least it looked very similar. But you're able to find your way. The boat is still, I would say, in good repair, but let's not lie to each other here. It's the same as it always was. It was never in good condition.
It shouldn't float.
Yes.
Same as it ever was. Same as it ever was.
So, who's gonna ferry this time around? And where's your destination?
That would be something to figure out. Where are we going? Do we want to meet up with one of the others? Júlia said she was going further down, and we kind of lost sight of Chip, so we don't know exactly where he is.
No, he told y'all.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. He said, y'all go up, do your thing. I'm going to hit up the river town and start working all night.
I thought this was, you got dragged away to the bar.
Yeah, that's right. We got dragged away. My apologies.
So, Cool. Go back to where we last saw him, I guess, and please try and find him, and then head further down.
You
calling him.
you would be aware that the reason Júlia is heading down was because she was informed there were a lot more sick ghosts down there.
Yes, the sick. The kind of, things that I'm trying to fix. So that's... So I would like to go down and meet Júlia, at the very least. But I'm going to call Chip and see if he's available. What he's doing. Is he okay? Is he alive?
Do we have phone signal in the underworld? Do we get AT&T?
I'm assuming it's a dead network.
Oh, Nextel.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
I don't have a plan with Nextel. Sorry.
Yeah. You get Chip's voicemail.
Surprised he got that far.
I'm gonna explain that later.
Okay.
Later, I'll explain that. But yeah, you get Chip's voicemail. It rings the appropriate amount of times. It doesn't go straight to voicemail.
Okay. So he's not answering his phone. It rang, though.
Do I need to do the voicemail thing, or do we just say it goes to voicemail?
It just, unless you have a voicemail that you desperately want to use.
He does.
What does it say? Because you desperately want to use it, obviously, here.
It goes, "You're not gone and reached Chip's hauling service. Please leave a message after the..."
I pulled the phone away from you. Ah.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't answer. Okay. I'll try Júlia and see if she's reachable.
Júlia, do you answer the phone when it rings?
Where am I?
You would be on your way out of the Tordor city.
Okay. I will answer the phone with a, hello? I hear reception down here.
Do I hear this?
Yes, but it does have a lot of static and it does kind of sound unearthly. But you can tell it's Júlia's voice. It just has that unearthly quality to it. As if, unfortunately, there's no way to phrase this other than, like, she's beyond the grave.
Oh, well, that's interesting. Phones apparently kind of work here. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Can I hear him?
It's the same. It's very
you hear me?
It's very staticky, and it has that kind of weird unearthly quality.
Okay, well, yeah, sort of. It's not great quality.
Kind of ghostly, isn't it?
That's a word, yeah.
Okay, well, I just got back from picking up some supplies. I'm gonna head way down. Where are you? You went down, right? How far down did you go?
Well, I appear to have walked into. I don't even know. People are down here in mud huts, and I'm pretty far down, I think.
Just as a GM reminder, Júlia, you were given the name of this particular deep domain.
I was?
Cavern of Flame.
Oh. The grub outside called it a cavern of flame. I don't think it's on the signposts, though.
Cavern of Grub. What?
No. The grub is unrelated to the flame.
There's a pause on the line. Oh, okay. I'll take your word for it, I guess. Cavern of Flame. Talk to the grub. Go way down. Okay, I'm here with Tiago. We're gonna head down. I couldn't get a hold of Chip. I don't know if he's busy. I'll probably call him later. I just wanted to check in, see how you were doing.
Well, I'm alive. Been
Wow.
better. Have not really learned much of any help, unfortunately.
Oh wait! You are down there. Have you seen any sick ghosts?
Plenty.
Can you describe them?
Insane.
Well, not
They're-
that kind of doctor.
Well, I don't think a doctor would help him at this point. Can I give a brief description of some of the sick folk?
Yeah, it's as stated. Some of them have pox. Some of them are skin lesions, coughing, sneezing. Basically, the more visible signs of sickness, but it's very varied and ranged.
It's bad. There's no one symptom down here. It's can't even guarantee it's like the same sickness. It could be different.
I mean, I know all of those symptoms, but like you said, those are all vastly different causes. It seems like I'm gonna try to. He kind of trails off, thinking about what, because if it's all different, it's likely going to be all different solutions. Not solutions, but cures. Everyone's going to be different. Okay, so this is going to have to be kind of custom work per ghost then. Okay, I'm going to head down there right now. I don't know if we'll see you there or...
I don't know how you're gonna get down here, because I went off the edge to get down here.
But you jumped.
Well, not like to my death, but...
Well, we still have the ferry. We could take that all the way down, I assume.
I don't know what river will lead you here, but...
I'm going to again assume that all rivers will head down there.
Well, all rivers go to the bottom, but not this part of the boat. I don't know. I didn't go on any of the boats yet.
Okay.
I'll have to trust your judgment.
Well, you gave us the name of the place, so perhaps the becoming of a fairy person will enlighten our knowledge and allow us to navigate there. I think. Let's put a shot.
Good luck.
We'll see if we need it. We'll see ya. And hang up.
What's the verdict?
Well, Júlia jumped down to the bottom, apparently. She's in a place called the Cavern of Flame, and she talked to some grub. I don't know, but the point is, she's fine down there. She talked to some of the sick. Apparently, every ghost has like different symptoms, which is well, it's unusual for the living. I can't say about dead, but it would change my approach per individual, I think. Instead of trying to treat the broad, I have to be specific.
So what do we do? Find this cavern of grub?
Yes.
And
Well, cavern of flame. He mentioned a grub. I don't know why there's a grub. Why is he talking to grub? She, sorry. My bad. We were just talking about this officer.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you did the ferry up. I would like to try the ferry down.
it's strange. Once you stand up there, you know where you're going.
I mean, watching you and Chip, it looked like you were on autopilot, like it was just you were just going. So it looked interesting. I want to give that a shot.
I'll be my guest.
So I'll push the dinghy out.
Not much.
And yeah, not much. And I'll step aboard.
Well, as I've explained, I think 3 times at this point now, you get an intrinsic knowledge of all the rivers, and very quickly your brain just kind of like auto plots a course, and you know the quickest way to get to the Cavern of Flame. The nearest river is a little bit of walking distance, but you probably won't be able to see the gate or the entrance to the cavern from where you have to dock, but it's the closest.
Okay. Can I voice this
You can talk
to Tiago?
Yeah, you can say whatever you want.
Because apparently if I leave, this knowledge leaves, yes?
Yes, so you have to do it from the boat.
Yeah. So that's what Malcolm is doing. He's referencing the direction we have to go after we leave the boat to find this deep domain.
I will scribble some notes down as Malcolm kind of relays all of this. I'll try and get as much of it as I can down on paper.
All aboard!
You have your coins ready, Tiago?
Yeah, a couple of pocket shrapnel.
And as you guys board and take off, we're going to cut over to Chip. So, Chip, go ahead and give me that grapple roll.
Yeah, basically, he gets knocked back. Chip just stands up, looks at the king and says, "I got one question. What year are you from?"
I would say in your predicament, it doesn't really matter now, does it?
You ever hear of the American colonies?
He just says America with a question mark.
Yeah. You might recognize us in the future, but I'm trying to get it to work. Sorry. And so I'm just going to grapple, but the actual cinematic of it is I'm grabbing him by his frilly necktie that I know he has.
That's nice.
I shouldn't. Hold up. I should not have that penalty. I don't think.
You have your merit, yes?
Yes, I had my merit, but it didn't.
It doesn't.
You just have to.
Yeah.
You have to add 3 just to negate that.
It should have automatically done. Anyway, let me just roll. What is it? /R space.
You'll need to roll 6 die. Wait. If they do a simple roll, it should just be fine, right?
Yes.
Okay. So just.
I was just gonna roll the 3 that I didn't roll.
Yeah. For some reason, I was thinking simple roll would still count your wound penalty.
Okay, and a 10. So roll 1d10. 6. So that's 2 successes.
All right. So this is a power roll.
Yep.
To resist. He's got around the same strength, so... 0 successes. As you grab this guy in, I'm guessing you lift him off his feet, so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah, I like pick him up and everything because I'm, 3 times his size easily.
What is Chip's ringtone?
The hamster dance.
Your ringtone starts going off as you lift
Is
it.
the hamster dance.
Starts going off as you lift him up off the ground.
Send to voicemail. Right. Where was I?
Arwen's turn. What was I rolling for Arwen?
I think the irony is that I didn't just think of that was his ringtone the whole time and it just never came up. So
Power plus rank. Okay. And he has no defense, so here we go.
Wow. Go Arwen.
As you lift him up and you get ready to say, as you say, where was I? Arwen takes a wild haymaker type swing, and 1 second his head was there, and the next second it's no longer there, and he's turning to ectoplasmic goo in your hands.
Oh, that works. That works. Oh yeah.
Also, real quick note, Vin, are you tabbed into the camera stream because
is it messed up again?
it's very
There we
laggy?
go.
Yeah.
There you go.
That should be working.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm having to multitask here, and by multitask I mean use multiple devices to make this work.
Mm. So very quickly, all the weight's gone, and your hands are just covered in slime, essentially plasma.
Right. I'm just gonna. Kind of wish the other guys were here. One, because they'd know what to do here. And 2, someone's gonna have to get me up off the floor, aren't they? And I'm just gonna limp, taking both of those hits like that. Pretty much, I don't know if it matters, but I'm like halfway into fully aggravated.
Yeah, you're in a lot of pain. Also, you've noticed that pretty much every other ghost that was working in that area is also piles of goo. And Arwen's kind of making gestures at the goo.
Well, I know you don't want me to eat it. We've been over this.
He shakes his head as if to say not the same thing.
Okay, so I eat this then. Do I eat? Okay, first of all, do I eat it? Because I'm not sure if my esophagus still exists at this moment. Or my kidney. You might need another drinking, buddy. He might have knocked the liver out of me. Anyway, I'm just going to pick it up and look at him like, well, what do you want me to do with this?
He gives you what you could only classify as a wry smile, and then acts like he's knocking one back.
I'm going to reach in back, pull out something. We're going to try to funnel this into some kind of drinking apparatus. And Okay. But I'm telling you, if this tastes like death water, I'm gonna knock it back. And all I can think of is if this doesn't taste like tequila, I swear.
It definitely has the consistency of... Well, I'm gonna be frank here. It has the consistency of a loogie. And probably a flavor that closely matches.
Rotten fish or something.
However, I would say... I'm assuming you put it in like a flask of some sort?
No, it's my patented, totally not... It's totally not branded in any way, shape, or form, but it's a large thermos that he just kind of has with him.
All right. Well, I'm going to assume you just collected it from the body of the king. How much plasm is per ghost, Gandhi?
It is size plus rank when they dissipate.
Okay, size.
I think.
So this is going to be.
I know it's at least size.
So size plus rank, that would be. Ooh, let me look at the right one. Yeah, that is 8 plasm. However, I do think 8 is more than what you can hold at. No. 10 is your max at 1. So yeah, it would refill 8 plasm here.
I've got 3 rows of plasm here, so I don't know what.
The max plasm you have is based off of your synergy. Your synergy 3 now, right? 2 or 3?
Yeah. 3.
So I think your
13.
max. Yeah, 13.
7, 8. Did we use any plasm?
You said you were out, so.
I didn't know I had any to begin with. We'll go over the rules later.
Well,
sorry, guys.
Arwen used some to activate the rage.
Yeah.
Okay. So
And
how
then
much was used?
And I think you downgraded some of the damage the first time around.
No, I tried to, but
Oh.
you said we couldn't do it because we were split.
Yeah.
So
You're right. Okay, well, you're full plasm at this point then.
okay.
You can start downgrading damage because he's no longer unleashed. He's rejoined with you as quickly as he could.
Yeah, and that's probably about the only way I'm standing too. That is the most disgusting stuff I've ever had in my life, and that's saying something. That's real saying something. I've had hole in the wall. Honestly, yeah, I've had hole in the wall stew taste better than this. What about the others? I kind of look at the others like, you know, we were kind of supposed to save them. That didn't go as planned. True.
Arwen he kind of makes a gesture towards the river.
Oh, so they just kind of went to the river. Okay. Speaking of going to the river, where if we could crawl over that way? And I'm just kind of dragging myself. But yeah, crawl over that way. See if we can't get our buddies on the line.
It's at this point, I'm doing this for expedience sake a little bit here. Arwen kind of grabs you by the shoulder to stop you. And then you feel a sensation as he essentially sticks his hand into your body.
Mm-hmm.
And he pulls out what looks to be a glob of that stuff that you just downed. And he kind of slathers it on one of the more particularly egregious wounds. So, for 1 point of plasm, it downgrades 1 point of lethal, correct?
One plasm downgrades the wound in a single health box from ag to lethal or lethal to bashing.
So remove one ag and make it lethal instead. So you'll, on your health track...
Yeah, no. I got you.
You've got several piles of plasm there. You could probably downgrade everything down to bashing.
I don't know about down to bashing, but...
Yeah, the same wound can be downgraded more than once.
Well, yeah, no, what I'm saying is I don't know if he has quite the amount of plasm for that. Because he's got to downgrade the ag into lethal and then the lethal into bashing.
4, 5, 6,
Well, he got...
8, 9.
He has a lot of health.
I got 9 health.
So 9 health.
I currently have 9... What is it? Lethal? Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm currently at 9 lethal.
And then how many
All
ag?
Lethal. 1.
Well, I mean, the king dropped 8 plasm, yes?
Enough to put him back to full, yes.
And how many other ghosts were also dropped?
He didn't devour those ghosts. I'm saying his current amount of plasma.
So current amount, okay.
Stop.
Gotcha.
Stop nitpicking.
Sorry. Bad.
Right. I'm just gonna, for time's sake, say that, now that I've learned that this can be done, we'll say I'll spend a little time patching myself up. Even if it's done after the fact. I don't know if that's how, but
yeah, it takes a while. There is enough plasm, especially if you are consuming the other ghosts' remains in there.
I mean,
there's enough plasm to fully heal and be at full once you're done.
Okay, so we're gonna clear all this out.
Get a broom and push it all into one big pile.
It's the consistency of a loogie. The broom might not be the best idea.
Yeah.
A mop.
Sure.
Probably get some dirt in there too, but that's never bothered him. I've had TA biscuits before. It's fine.
By the time you get out, I am gonna say you are in time to see the retreating form of Malcolm and Tiago on the boat, as well as the 2 guys with them.
Can I do... let's see, if I want to yell really loud, do I just yell really loud, or is that like composure, stamina?
It's not a roll.
Okay.
It's not a roll to yell really loud.
But yeah, I'm looking around the river, and I just ask Arawn, I'm like, so they kind of shattered into the river by beating them up then? Is that how this works?
He kind of makes a gesture of, as he kind of explains it, to the best of your understanding, it's if they have enough essence, seems to be the word that he wants to use here, they'll be able to reform within a short amount of time, days. But if they don't, then they have to wait till they get some.
Oh, so that means what's his name's gonna come back with a bit of a vengeance, isn't he?
The shrug of maybe, maybe not. It could be one of those things. Maybe he learned his lesson.
No, narcissistic spellcasters never learn their lesson. He seems to me like a smart guy. Smart guys never learn lessons. We'll deal with that when the time comes. Maybe I'll stop him from blowing us up faster next time. Anyway, I assume that while he is healthy, his garments and such are just completely like blasted.
Yes and no. It's not as bad as you would have figured because these were ghostly explosions. They weren't literal explosions. So there is damage, but it's not as extensive as you might seem. And yes, you are completely healed. You're still a little sore, though.
Oh, yeah. He's just kind of leaning on one side. Y'all can visibly see Chip looks beaten up pretty visibly.
Oh, their form's retreating, so you would be behind. Unless you actually shout.
I figure if I yell at them, they'll turn around and hear me.
Guys,
You have to yell
There's
first.
only one guy. I didn't want to break anyone's ears.
Well, at least you got to say you're yelling.
Okay. I'll stage yell. Just be like, hey, one more for the ferry. 2 more for the ferry.
Arwen kind of nods. Malcolm and Tiago, you do hear that.
Oh, okay. Well,
Answer the question.
being the fairman, taxi. So he'll pull over.
What happened?
All aboard!
Yeah, I'll look at Tiago and say, so, you know that whole thing that happened to you that got you caught up in this mess where you bit off more than you could chew?
I think I played it pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, you remember that favor that we had to do to get the boat?
Right, yeah.
That guy was a real, and then it just cuts.
Speaking of
It
cutting,
just cuts to maintain our kid-friendly our T rating.
going over, Júlia.
Yes, I am leaving.
Okay, you are leaving.
Well, I'm not sure there's much else I can gain from being here, and I'd rather not be in a domain if I don't have to be.
I mean, nothing's gonna stop you from leaving as long as you don't tread off the path. Go ahead and give me a roll for that.
What role would you like?
I believe we had agreed on... This was towards the very start. What was the role I had you do? It's not intelligence crafts.
What's this for?
To find to not go off the beaten path in the Cavern of Flames.
Oh, like a navigation roll?
Yeah. I think we use the same role that you use for navigating the upper reaches. So that's the role I would want you to use.
Okay. I don't remember what that is.
It was
Was it just...
It was wits survival or wits streetwise.
I feel like survival's a little more relevant here.
Nice. It is a cavern after all.
Yeah. As you make your way through, the path seems a little bit easier to follow. There's no almost stepping off the path like before, so you don't hear any fluttering of wings above you. You do pass the ghost that's lighting the candles again. However, if you want to stop and talk with him, or if you just want to pass him by.
I mean, I could stop and say, yeah, you were right, I shouldn't have even bothered going down, but I feel like there's nothing to be gained by feeding into the... So I will pass him by.
That's perfectly fine. Doesn't take you too long to exit the cavern, and the grub kind of ignores your presence as you move through.
Okay. Well, once I am a comfortable distance away from a grub, I am gonna turn to the Geist and his. All right, so you're back with me, I guess now.
Once again, this is more gestures, etc. But what you get is, I was always with you.
Well, okay, but like, you know what I mean. It's hard to talk to you if you're in my head, like more literally than normal. Whatever. How much of everything did like, were you there? Like, do you know what happened so far? Like,
Me gestures, making this kind of hand gesture, obviously, you know, certain guys only pay attention to certain things that they consider relevant.
Great, okay. Well, I guess, on one hand, I would say we should go back up and try to meet up with the others, but if they're coming down, I guess we wait.
He kind of nods as if your logic there makes sense to him, and he kind of goes over to the far edge and kind of plops down on the cliff, overlooking the ocean of fragments.
I guess I go sit on the cliff as well.
So, real quick, I want to ask the three other individuals, are there any scenes you wish to have on this boat?
I mean, very quickly, I can explain to them what all happened. That's about it.
No, that's perfectly fine. Any other information that the other two want to reveal?
Malcolm can relay that, you know, he's got medicines he's going to try, and what Júlia said about them all being differently thick.
And with that information being shared, we will go ahead and time skip the boat ride then, since it's just information being given back and forth. Tiago leads the group after the boat has been pulled up towards the Cavern of Flame. It's not too hard to figure out which cavern it's referring to, despite there being hundreds. Because
One with the grub.
yeah, there's a massive grub, and you can see Júlia and Drifting Smith off in the distance, sitting on a cliff, overlooking what you would assume is, well, the bottom.
Oh, Júlia, you're still here.
I'm gonna turn around and the boat's back. I'm gonna get up and make my way over that direction.
You wouldn't be able to see the boat from where you are. It's far
So
enough.
I just hear a voice over the.
They've walked
We're
a
walking.
distance, so
Oh,
yeah.
all right, that's fine. Well, I figured if I gave you directions here, if I left, you'd still be here looking for me.
You can find what you were
Probably.
looking for? Or
What was
is it
that?
Close. You find what you were looking for yourself.
Not really. I mean, I was looking for just, you know, a solution, just something to fix the problem, and, well, I didn't find any of that.
If
Give it
somebody
that,
wants
you'll
to,
find-
if somebody wants to roll me wits plus empathy there, because I know Júlia here is not lying by any stretch, but she's not sharing all the information here, so I feel like it's okay to call for this.
I'll throw 2 guys on that.
Hey,
Huh.
one.
Okay, yeah.
Tiago and Malcolm, both of you. You know, you would know Júlia's not lying to you here, not by any stretch of the imagination. However, you would also kind of know there is more to that statement than what she has given.
Malcolm would think she probably has a reason not to mention it. And if it's not medical, he's not going to push.
Okay. Tiago?
Again, I've spent a lot of time with people who don't give you all the information. If she's holding
everybody
something back, yeah. If she's holding something back, that's okay.
Okay. Continue on, Júlia.
There's one lead, I guess, that was mentioned. I don't know at all what it really means or what we would find from it. I guess even further down, there's... How did that guy describe them? Memories of, like stored memories or something that might have answers, but I'm not really holding out much hope for it at this point.
I mean, that seems like it could give information if only you knew how to find a specific memory. If it's just a haphazard jumble, then you just get whatever, right? That's not something you can reliably do anything with, I think. Personal opinion.
Yeah, if there is an answer, it's the only place left for it to be, but where would you even start looking? Like...
Roll me a perception check. Everybody.
Oh man,
Oh, everybody. Okay.
First plot perception.
Okay, I have the inspired perception.
Go ahead.
So,
Burn it. Take an experience point for burning it.
Yeah, I may as well. What is it again? Wits.
what's composure?
Wits composure.
And you get your exceptional success on 3.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, so close.
You still get your experience point for burning it, though.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, Júlia, Tiago.
Everybody but Malcolm.
Yep, everybody but Malcolm here. You hear the blowing of a horn off in the distance, very far down below.
Does that mean anything to anyone?
Júlia, you...
Look at
Oh,
the
you
dice
walked
as
away
well.
from the edge.
I mean, I will go look over the edge. I saw a ship down there when I was coming down, but...
Seems like that ship, wherever it was going, it has now come back and is docking upon what you can You assume it's the banks of whatever else is down there. It's hard to see because everything is like pitch black. Not as if lack of light, but as if it were legitimately a void. You wouldn't even think that the ship is floating on anything with how black it is. Are we allowed to use the term Vanta Black? Because I know that guy's kind of a douche.
I think you've insulted him now, that's it.
Is it copyright?
Technically, yes.
Banta Black.
Phantom.
Phantom Black, yes.
Like the Geist game, they're phantoms. Anyway.
I prefer the knockoff Fade to Black.
Yeah, there's the boat down there. I don't know. I've just got a very not good feeling about it, Hell. I don't know about anyone else, but
Does anybody else go over to look?
Oh god, look, yeah.
Yeah, I'll take a look. What all's going on here?
The term boat is a little bit of an understatement. We're looking something more akin to like those ancient like freight liners. So this massive like iron ship that somehow floats. Probably has a crew of at least 100 plus individuals, you know. It's a massive boat. Using that term sarcastically.
Yeah, it's a bit more than a boat there. Might even call it a ship.
well, whatever you want to call it doesn't really make it any more appealing, I'll be honest.
So
Why is it there?
Because any of this here.
Well, I mean, ships are used to travel between places, yes? So where is that going or coming from?
or is it like ours? Is it another ferry?
If so,
Is there
I
any
don't
way
know
of-
what gig
of-
he does.
Is there any way of reaching it?
The best of your knowledge, at this time, it makes sense. You could either do what Júlia has done and jump down there. Does not seem the most attractive option. And, well, rivers tend to always flow to the largest source of water. You would assume that most rivers probably flow down into that, but you're not necessarily sure how they would connect. Obviously, if you hopped on the boat that you guys have, that would probably be made much clearer.
You know, when I was about 7 years old, I wanted to be a pirate. Anyone up for boarding a ship?
I don't think we should rob a cargo ship.
I'm not saying we're robbing, but I don't know. It's just something about that. Seems like
I have a feeling we're a mite outnumbered if we were to storm that floating fortress.
like I
Anyone
say,
got
I don't think it's any different. It's any different from going to one of the domains or one of these cities or whatever. I think they'll have their rules.
just visiting, that'd be fine.
You think it's like a floating domain?
I mean, it's the only thing here. And maybe the
Right.
Okay, well,
ferryman knows something about.
if you
What's further
haven't
down?
noticed, we're surrounded by tunnels and cavemen. That's like a modern ship. It's out of place.
Well, I'll go pre-trip and we'll get going down there.
We're in the land of the dead. I'm not questioning anything anymore.
Yeah, well, I thought I figured it out. The further you go, the less it makes sense. So
So here we are. Not making sense.
Especially
I'm
since I
going
came.
before-
You're going, yeah. It doesn't make sense because I came down here for a specific reason, and getting on the ship is not that reason.
While they hash it out, I'm at least going to go get the boat ready so Arwen doesn't get fidgety again.
No.
Yeah. Gotta do something.
You have just finished listening to this week's episode of Geist the Sin-Eaters, 2nd edition. Marvelous City of the Dead, part of the Domain Gaming's Contagion Anthology, written and told by Wyverian. A special thanks to you, the listener. If you wish to continue supporting us, subscribe, like, and share. As always, comments are welcome. Until the next chapter, don't stop asking yourself, when change comes, and it will it be full of hope or tragedy?